Howdy, hey. Okay, so I'm about to get ready to go to bed. So don't be talking about me because my little thing on my head now, child. You know, I ain't got no help. But anyway, howdy, hey. How you doing, babe? You good? You straight? You show? I already know. So I had a moment a couple days ago. And I actually think about this often. But sometimes I look at my kids, right? And I think about where I am in life. Like, with everything that I know and how I'm still continuously learning. And I'm still kind of like raising myself a little bit. A lot of it. And as a parent, I get frustrated sometimes because parenting is hard. It's hard. It's so hard when you're by yourself. It's hard even when you're with somebody, but I mean when you're by yourself, like, bruh. And I find myself thinking, like, was I even supposed to have kids? Like, knowing the things that I know about where I live, about this world, about things that are of this world, how things are going to advance, like, all the stuff that I know. I'm like, man, was I even supposed to have kids? Was part of me breaking generational curses, if you will, was to not have children and to live my life and to do certain things a certain type of way without children. And I think the last time I thought about this, like I said, it was like maybe not even a couple of days ago, it was like last week, I think it was. There was the first time that I had that thought. And then immediately as I looked up from having that thought and I looked out and I looked at my girls just like having fun, and I saw the smiles on their faces and I saw just them, each one of their personalities, one different from the other. Even though, yes, they all came from me, they're not all of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're their own person. And I am responsible for teaching them and guiding them and showing them, you know, what's to come in the sense of what to kind of get themselves prepared for. And yes, it is a lot, but I know a lot. I've learned a lot. I'm still continuously learning a lot. And because I don't have a whole lot of people to talk about these things with, I definitely feel like it's my responsibility to share it with my children because it's a part of who I am and who I've grown to become. And I feel like it's a way for me to show them how you have many different ways that you can go. You learn everything. You learn as much as you can learn about everything. And then when you get older and you have the opportunity to decide for yourself what you want to do, like when you really have the power, if you will, due to age, to do what you want to do, then do what you want to do. But just know these are all the different options that you have. And I looked at it like that and I was like, yeah, I am supposed to have them. I was supposed to have them. You're not going to be given more than what you can handle. And the things that you are given, a lot of the shit you signed up for, let's just call it what it is. You already signed up for it because it's a part of your soul contract. But then there's the choices that you make. Just different choices that you are able to make. And it's all an opportunity to learn. And once you realize that you're learning things in a better way than what they were either taught to you, what you saw, you know what I'm saying, what's been told to you, and you see that there are more ways and you choose what you feel is the best way for you, and it's a pretty decent way, why not pass it down? Again, not forcing it on your children, but showing them this is what you grew up around. Now, you get to choose what you want when you get older, but as you're growing up, this is what you have to do. Like I teach my kids with rules. Like, yeah, when you get older, of course, you're going to break a lot of rules. You're going to break a lot of them when you're younger. But when you're older, you're really going to break them. But it's kind of like, this is where that whole, I feel like, bending the rules shit came from. Because it's like, you still following the rules, but you're doing it in a way that's comfortable to you. which technically is kind of like breaking the rule, because a lot of times doing something that's comfortable for you is like breaking a rule. When it comes to the rule, you circumvent it doing it your way, so it's easier for you, but at the same time, it's like a math problem. You might do a math problem one way and get to the right answer. I may do a math problem, the same exact problem, a different way, and get to the answer. Doesn't mean that either one of our ways is wrong. It just means there's many different ways to get to the answer. So one could be a person doing a whole page full of equations in order to get to the answer. And for me, I probably could just look at it and tell you in maybe 1 or 2 steps. I could break it down if you want me to, but I could just look at it and tell you the answer. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean either one of our ways is wrong, or that we have to do it this kind of way in order for it to be right. And that's a part of what I feel like is important for me to pass down to my children. So yes, I definitely feel like in those moments as a parent when it gets really hard and I just be like, dang, sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. Was I supposed to even have them? Like, is this a proper life for them to be living? And then I think, like, I know my drive, I know my determination, I know what I'm trying to do. And yes, they are here for a reason. And yes, they were given to me. Like, they chose me. They wrote me into their contract. Like, you are chosen, okay? How does it feel to be chosen by these beautiful souls? Because there's something about you that's going to, you know, propel them into the future. That's heavy. Knowing that's what you got to do, that's heavy. You got to be up on some shit in order to let them know what's going on so they can stay up on it, so they don't be too far behind. But man, it's a lot. But I don't want to get too much all up into that of what that is. That's a whole nother story for another time. But like, I just want to ensure that I am leading by not a perfect example, because I know that I'm not perfect. I know that as time goes on, I'm still learning along the way. My oldest child, I've never had a child that old before, so she's the first of everything. I don't want to make her first because I understand how firsts feel. I don't want to make her first feel bad, because ultimately how I treat her and do things with her trickles down to her siblings. I know each one of them have had somewhat of a different mom, but at some point they're all going to have the same mom, and I want that to be a healthy mom. And it's just a lot of pressure being a parent. But man, the only perspective I can speak from is really doing it by myself right now with the children that I have right now. Because I've done it, of course, with another person, and it's not horrible. It's easier. It's not horrible. But at the same time, you got to make sure you on the right wavelength with another person, with another energy field, and how they do things. What comes together, what needs to be taken out from each one, what could be brought together, you know, just a lot. This world. What is it coming to? What am I going to have to get my children prepared for? What do you need to be teaching your children in order to get them prepared for what's to come? It's like you got to be so many steps ahead as a parent. But how can you do that when you're still trying to raise yourself? Man. As old as you are right now, you've never been that old before. So you don't know the experiences that come with that. But this is also, by tomorrow, the youngest you've ever been in your life. So you're still holding on to that. But you gotta raise yourself too. There's a lot of things you experience as a person. And to do that on top of trying to help other people navigate this thing called life. I'd be a fool for real to be like, yes, keep procreating. Man, eventually this shit gonna have to stop. Because it ain't going nowhere. This world is we gonna self-destruct. Can't do nothing but expect a human to be a human and feel like they gonna outsmart something when they make something that can be smarter than them. Because they made it to be. They made it to outsmart them. They just didn't realize that their own creation could turn on them. Crazy. Crazy how things are gonna look. So procreate, the idea is like amazing because of what we know as far as the past and what was pushed upon us to have. But to actually do it in this economy, man, stop. Do it if you want to do it. I'll say that. Do it if you want to do it. But if anybody asked me, I'd be like, if you're even considering, wait until you're like really like be on your stuff right now. Whatever age you are, be on your stuff and really fill people out. Date. Don't have a problem with dating. Don't give a care what people call you for dating. Date, but date respectfully and responsibly. You know, have some respect for yourself, please. At the minimum, really, that's at the maximum. To be honest, have respect for yourself. The more you respect yourself, the more you go out and you attract what will respect you. And it's easier for you to acknowledge what doesn't respect you and be able to see it and point it out, because you're like, as soon as it's around you, like, this is not the type of air that I'm used to breathing. This is not right. Something in my air is just stale. It's just not right. This energy is stale. Drop it off. Drop it off. I'm telling you, drop it off. But yeah, that's all I really had. That's all I really had. The whole situation about my kids and me as a parent and trying to figure out if I was supposed to be a parent. And I have come to the conclusion that yes, I am definitely supposed to be a parent. You know. Now, would I have chose this life? No, because I didn't. I was not trying to. I was not. I thought I had picked Le Winner. But as we see, things were not what they seemed. The representative got a hold of me. But yeah, that's all I got.